after. Second place Subway Series. Mets and Yankees both in second in their division. Andy Pettitte on the hill. There's Luis Castillo the day after his drop ball.
I hear a lot of fans like talking about the game last night, like, hey, Louis, thank you for the game. Like, thank you for the game. So, I say, unbelievable.
Jerry Manuel. All right, bottom of the first. Mark Teixeira hits it too. Yes, Castillo easily backhands it and flips the first. Remember, he only had 8 errors the last 2 seasons, 5 this year. Omir Santos to left. Is it gone? Of course, it's Yankee Stadium. It's gone. 4th of the year. 2-0 Mets. Bottom of the second, Alex Rodriguez. It's high. Is it far enough? It's close, but it's gone. Rodriguez, career homer 562, one short of tying Reggie Jackson for 11th all-time. Fernando Nieve making his first start in 3 years. Gets great defensive help from Fernando Tatis, who robs a very good defensive first baseman in Mark Teixeira. Excellent play. Nieve doesn't go 9. He went 6 2/3. He gets Robinson Cano there. Top of the 7th, Gary Sheffield in the house. Gary Sheffield out of the house. 3 home runs hit in the game, extends the streak to 31 straight games with a homer at the new Yankee Stadium. The Mets, they tie a season high with 17 hits and snap a 3-game losing streak. The Yankees have lost 4 of 5. He's against the Marlins. 7th inning we go. It's 6-4 Marlins. Vernon Wells with 2 on, 1 out. Ground to the third. Wes Helms, he could attack the dude right in front of him. He throws to the second, throwing error. And the Marlins, their lead is down to 6-5. Later in the inning, Kevin Millar. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. Millar to short. And the Marlins get out of the jam. Hanley Ramirez fields and throws. To the 9th, Matt Lindstrom facing Vernon Wells. 2 on, 2 outs. And, that's just some high gas. And the Marlins win 6-5. Toronto just 4 games.
The Rangers looking to go 5-0 in interleague play. In the 4th, how about the defense? Scoreless, 1 out, runner on third. Casey Blake, hard grounder, and Ian Kinsler makes a great stop. Checks Orlando Hudson at third, and then gets Blake out from his knees. Rangers get out of the inning without giving up a run. Just before the start of the 6th inning, somebody didn't pay the bill. A bank of lights along the first baseline goes completely dark. Delays the game. They have to fix the problem. How about a delay 1 hour and 41 minutes? And that's not good. They finally get the lights back on. In the 6th, Andrew Jones against this former team. Get up and get out. 6th of the season, number 377 in his career solo shot, tying the game up. Next inning, it's Matt Kemp. 2-run shot to left center. His 8th of the year. That's the difference. The Dodgers go on to win this one 3-1, handing Texas their first interleague loss this season.
All right, Padres, Angels. Torrey Hunter, his first at bat, he lined out. This is his second at bat, and he lines out of the park off Josh Gear, and that's his 14th of the year, and the Angels are up 4-0. That was the 3rd. His next at bat, gone again. This one a towering fly ball to left center into the artificial rocks, and Hunter has his 15th homer of the year. Watch it again. It's Tony Gwynn's son out there. Oh, just out of his reach. Bottom 7, Hunter again. Hat trick. 3rd home run of the game. 2nd player in Major League history with a 3-home run game in interleague play. Jason Worth did it last year. Okay, one more chance. Would he get one more chance? On deck, Bobby Abreu, bottom 8. He strikes out, so Hunter does not get a chance for 4 home runs. Angels win.
Definitely. Speaking of dangerous, the Rockies, they've won 9 straight, 11-4 since Jim Tracy took over as the manager. Facing the Mariners, going for their 10th straight win, and Manny Corpus having some trouble after a leadoff walk. Gives up a 2-run blast to Jose Lopez. M's tie the game up. Bottom of the inning, though, Mark Lowe in relief facing Troy Tulowitzki, and Lowe's throw into right field. Tulowitzki moves to second base. Now, during this win streak, this 9-game winning streak, the Rockies have outscored teams 61-20. Next batter, Carlos Gonzalez laying down the bunt low to third. Another bad throw. Tulowitzki safe. Runners on the corners, no outs. Chris Iannetta to right, the sac fly. They produce runs, this Rockies team. They have now won 10 straight, longest since that magical fall ride in 2007.
Met someone at the dog show. She was holding my left arm. They might be Giants, A's. Giants go for their 8th win in 9 games in San Francisco. Pablo Sandoval bloops it to right. Jack Cust. Oh, Bobby Crosby. That doesn't work out well. The runners on first and third. This is bottom 7 of a 2-2 game. Next batter, Juan Uribe. That's going to fall. Fred Lewis scores. Giants take the lead. They go on the win. They've won 13 of 18 overall. Randy Johnson, 7 innings, 2 earned, gets career win, 3-0-1.
The Astros and D-backs, and it was a night of milestones for Houston. In the 6th, the Astros down 1-0. Miguel Tejada, big moment. Singles the left off John Garland. Michael Bourne scores for Tejada, his 2,000th career hit, 29th shortstop to do that. Later in the inning now, more big moments. Lance Berkman sitting on 299 career jacks, make this one 300. 7th all-time among switch hitters, Berkman with 300. Astros up 3-1. Now, in the 9th, Scott Schoenweiss, first appearance since May 16th, gets Darren Erstad to fly out to center. And more importantly, he gets a standing ovation from the Arizona crowd. His wife was found dead in his home on May 20th. Houston would go on to win 6-4. Pujols has an all-time leading .351 batting average in interleague play. Struck out in his first at-bat. He made an adjustment. Slider, about 396 feet. 21st homer of the year, his career hit number 1,600. Cardinals up 1-0. Next at-bat for Fat Albert, fastball, 435 feet. Pujols, 30 home runs, 100 RBI in interleague play. Cardinals now up 2-1. In the 7th, Victor Martinez, yeah. He went 1 for 3 on the day, but this one, the highlight, laying out and helping his pitcher. In the bottom of the 9th now, Cardinals up 3-1. Josh Barfield to shallow right, and it's trouble. Brendan Ryan, Ryan Ludwig converging, and it would drop. Oh, love these 80 retro jerseys. Stay with them, right?
I think Tom Herr when I watch.
Yes, I do.
Uh-oh.
I think of Major League when I watch the Indians.
The Major League uniform.
Yeah, Cardinals would win 3-1. Taking on the Twins. Let's go back to Friday. Bradley, well, he missed the ball in the sun, and then he catches this ball, and then somebody forgot to tell him that there were only 1 out in the game, in the inning, and he throws the ball in the stands. So Cubs would lose that one 7-4. So on Saturday, fans having some fun with the signs. Hey, we got a game for Milton Bradley. That's just cold. There are currently how many outs? Yeah. Bottom of the first, Bradley. The defense for the Twins. Carlos Gomez there catching the liner. Anthony Swarzak for the Twins pitched 7 shutout innings, then got optioned back to Rochester after the game. In the 9th, 2-0 Twins. Bradley up, a hat on the field. Gomez throws it back to the fans. The fans, you know what? You can get like $10 for this on eBay. Well, they throw it back on the field. It's probably going to get you a beer, Wrigley, right?
He's a hero.
Yeah,
he's a hero right there.
Later in the at-bat now, Bradley, he would take a free pass, gets the walk, finish 1 for 3. So 2 on, 2 outs, 2-0 game. Joe Nathan, Cubs have been shut out only once at home during interleague play. Twins in 97, well, you can make it twice. They've dropped 4 in a row. Central facing the Royals at the new Kauffman Stadium. In the 6th, Royals up 5-3. Willie Bloomquist singles the center, not getting a run. He had 3 hits on the day, 3 RBI as well. Royals up 6-3. Next batter, Billy Butler. 9-game hitting streak. He finished 3 for 5 with 2 RBI, and the Royals going to win 7-4. First time since May 19th, KC has won back-to-back games.
Baseball team. Armando Galarraga has lost 6 straight decisions since starting 3-0. What's up with that? Bottom 2 tied 1-1. Delwyn Young to center. Next batter, Andy LaRoche. Serves it to right center. Jason Jaramillo. Sweet swinging to right. That loads the bases. Next batter, Jack Wilson. 0-2 count. Galarraga, make a good pitch. Make a good pitch. Ooh, he hangs out a bit. Not terrible curveball, but Wilson, good piece of hitting. Pirates tack on 2 more. Galarraga, 2+, 8 hits, 4 earned. 4th inning, Freddie Sanchez. Oh, the Pirates could only hit more home runs. They don't do this a lot. but that's a 4-run homer for Freddie Sanchez, and the Pirates win 9-3. Pittsburgh over Detroit again.
Somebody's got tire tracks all over them in the control room. All right, Orioles have the worst American League record during interleague play, facing the Braves, and Adam Jones, he's 5-tool, 12 home runs in his first 3 years. This is his 12th home run of the season. O's up 2-0 in the 7th. Runners in the corners, tied at oh boy. Peter Moylan, outside pitch, just a little too far.
Like he threw a fish. He threw a fish in
Luke
Seattle.
Scott comes in, O's up 5-4. Then Brian Roberts' career night, 4 hits for him. The double brings in 2, and the Orioles snap a 3-game losing streak, 8-4 the final. St. Jude Classic, 3rd round. Guy Boros on the tee box, par 3-4. And this hits the flag on the fly, lands a few feet from the hole. He would birdie the whole. Boros shot an even 70. Brian Gay, your leader.
Number 9, Gordie Howe, College World Series.
Hit down the left field line and caught with a diving play by Ryan Schimpf. Might have saved the game right there.
Ryan Schimpf. More from that game coming up.
Michael Phelps, too bad we can't see the Fu Manchu. Cruised to an early lead, but he had to dig in over the final 100 meters to win in 3 minutes and 48 seconds. Turn around. Let's see it. Let's see it, Michael. Come on, give it to us. Yeah. Oh, he takes the goal.
Number 7, Phil Esposito. White Sox and Brewers. Gordon Beckham to center. Mike Cameron, catch, faceplant. Well done. But it was the White Sox behind Jose Contreras who won 7-1. Cameron's a terrific center fielder.
Number 6, MLS, Chicago Fire, DC United.
He will strike into the net. Into the net. Into the net. Christian Gomez says, I'll take that.
Christian Gomez, DC United wins 2-1.
Number 5, Braden Coburn. Twins, Cubs, Milton Bradley. Carlos Gomez, he can go get her. Don't forget to replace your divot. Twins win 2-0.
Number 4, College World Series. One of my favorite names, Bo Bigham. Diving snag, throws the second for the out. Another look, Bo Bigham. You're in top cuts at number 4. Arkansas wins 10-6. Bo Bigham. Get her done.
Number 3, Ron Stackhouse. Cardinals, Indians, Joe Thurston, bunt, Victor Martinez. Oh! Victor. Cardinals win, though, 3-1.
Back to the College World Series, Omaha, number 2, Mikey Matuk. In center field, would not be denied. Talk about a faceplant there. How about some green grass? Yeah, tastes pretty good. LSU wins 9-5.
Number 1, Ed Jockman, McDonald's Championship, 3rd round. Michelle Wee, her tee shot on the par 3-7.
Oh!
All I can say, do it in a par 4 and give me Sunday. Even though it was also won at one time by John Kruk. Rollins, a dreadful year, .252 on base percentage. Phil's home to the Red Sox, who have the best record in the American League. Josh Beckett been really hot of late. Bottom 5, however, Ryan Howard doubles down the line. Victorino and Utley score, and the Phillies lead 5-4. Boom, boom, pow. Josh Beckett to left center. It's a home run. And the game is tied at 5. Hitting home runs in Philadelphia for Beckett, not new. May 20th, 2006. Over 3 years ago, same park, same man, same result. 2 of Beckett's 3 career home runs have been in Citizens Bank Park. Bottom 7. There's J-Roll with that number 11. Rollins against Beckett. 5-5 game. Gone! And it's 6-5. Rollins is 5th of the year. Beckett 6 innings, 7 runs allowed. Then later, number 11 on first. Shane Victorino walks. Brings home the 11th run of the game. The Phillies go on to win 11-6. They avoid getting swept by the Red Sox.
Runs from their cleanup hitters this season, facing the Rangers in the first. How about some small ball? That's how they got to this record. And man on first, and Rafael Furcal, the bunt towards first. The infield single, yeah. Dodgers have runners on first and second, nobody out. Orlando Hudson, the sacrifice bunt, moving the runners to second and third. Dodgers went up 1-0 on a sac fly in the third now. Down 1, men on first and second for a call. Another sac bunt, moving the runners. 2 batters later, forget about the small ball. Casey Blake, 3-run shot, in the cleanup position. His 10th home run of the year, and like that, the Dodgers up 4-2. Chad Billingsley facing Texas for the first time. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 3 Ks. He has allowed 3 or fewer runs in 13 of 14 starts this season. Gets his 9th win. Dodgers with the victory, 6-3.
A Cardinal win in Cleveland gives them sole possession of first in the NL Central. Great pitching matchup. Chris Carpenter, 05 NL Cy Young Award winner. However, he's touched up in the bottom of the first. Mark DeRosa, 2-run homer, and the Indians lead 2-0, the 11th for DeRosa. Indians pitcher, 2008 AL Cy Young Award winner, Cliff Lee. Tough start this year, but he pitched like 08. Gets Rick Ankiel there in the top of the third. Top of the fourth, Albert Pujols. 2-hopper to short. Same inning, Ryan Ludwig. Did he go? He went. No hits allowed through 4. To the 5th, Tyler Green strikes out 14 in a row by Lee. Had a couple of walks before this, so not a perfect game, but the no-no intact. And Kill goes down. Pujols in the 7th. Get by him, and he can retire everybody else, not have to face him again and get his no-hitter. 2 outs in the 7th. Nick Stavanoa, tough play, made. 20 in a row retired by Lee, no-hitter through 7. Top of the 8th, Yadier Molina. Going to slice one down the right field line. Shin-Soo Choo racing for it. It appears if he just sticks his glove up, he has a shot at it. That ball hit about a foot high on the wall. But it is not there, and the no-hitter is over. Cliff Lee, though, would stay in the game. A couple of base runners tying a run at the plate. However, once again, it's Nick Stavanoa to right. This time, Choo squeezes it. 3-hitter, complete game for Cliff Lee.
Twins looking to sweep the Cubs at Wrigley, 5-0 against Chicago in interleague play since 06. In the 6th inning, Twins down 2-1, and they get a run. Carlos Gomez, his first blast of the season, tying the game up. In the 9th inning, still tied at 2. Giovanni Soto, 0-7 in the first 2 games. He went 3 for 4, including this single to left. Derek Lee motoring in to third, and he's safe. One more look, and Lee would beat the tag. Matt Tolbert drops the ball, so the Cubs had the winning run 90 feet away. 2 batters later, bases loaded, Ryan Theriot. Some history for him. First career walk-off hit, and that's the difference. The Cubs win 3-2, avoiding the sweep. Joe Mauer, 3 for 5. He's now batting .414.
In Cleveland. Hey, there's Harry Doyle. How are you? Whatever happened to Ricky Vaughn? Actually, it's the 20th anniversary of the movie Major League. Bob Uecker was in it. Ricky Vaughn was in it. He was played by Charlie Sheen, or was it the other way around? Carl Pavano allowed 9 earned in 4 2/3 in his last start, and Ryan Braun is going to start that. Top 1, 14th of the season, 2-0. Pavano, 6.53 ERA at home, and Braun and Fielder. Everybody funny. Now you funny too. Next batter is Fielder. He's down in the count 0-2. Pavano's going to come high fastball. Fielder says, guess how much I bench? Well, enough to double that. Not bad for a guy who was 1 for 12 in his last 3 games. Shoulder high pitch. That's strength. He doubles. Top third, Fielder's next at bat. Runners on the corners. Down 1-2 in the count. He jammed with the inside pitch. Gets the slow roller to third. That's enough to score a run. Keeps his hands inside. Drives in the run. This is for all you junior baseball players who are breaking down tape with us right now. It's 3-2. Bottom 3, man on first. Dave Bush against Victor Martinez. Advantage Victor. Home run to right. That's a 2-run shot. Bush hit the first batter of the inning. 4-3. Martinez 11th. Bottom 4. It's Martinez again. To center, 2 more score. Indians 8-3. They score 4 in the 4th. We go top 5. It's 8-3. Braun with 2 on. Homered earlier. How about a triple into the corner there? Down the right field line. 2 score. Make it an 8-5 game. Bottom 6. It's 8-7. Mark DeRosa. 3 home run, 10 RBI in his last 9 games. Let's ring up some more. Solo shot is 12th. It's 9-7. Later in the frame, 2 on for Travis Hafner against Mark DeFelice. Swings through the slider. Swings through the slider. Next pitch, same location. And he golfs the slider. 3-run shot, his 6th. It's 12-7. What a ball game. Top 8. Braun, bases loaded. Grounder to short. That's where Luis Valbuena plays. He scoops it up, but he cannot get the out at second. It's 12-9. Fielder coming up. The Indians going to make a pitching change, and they want Ricky Vaughn. Where's Ricky? There's the Ricky Vaughn fan club. Your parents are so proud of you right now. They're going to bring in the lefty, Rafael Perez. Fielder, no career home runs in 49 plate appearances with the bases loaded. We have a legal flashback to April 12th of this year. Reed Johnson robs Fielder of a grand slam. Took that one away. And he gives him his props. Snap back to reality. Uh-oh! There goes gravity! Fielder's grand slam. First career grand slam. It's 13-12, and let's listen to good old Bob.
Fielder knocks it to right center and deep. Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Fielder!
Dude sounds just like Harry Doyle. 16th of the year, and they box again. Those two, Braun and Fielder, combined for 11 RBI. The Brewers win 14-12. The Indians led 12-7 after 6. The bullpen allows 8 runs in 4 innings to cough up the lead and cough up the game. At home against the Angels. This is the 0-2 World Series, and John Lackey, of course, won Game 7 of that series. Aaron Rowan there with the Angels up 1. Lackey's 0 for 26 career batting. He's got a 4-0 lead, and well, everybody else seems to have picked on Barry Zito since he came to San Francisco. Lackey might as well do that as well. Zito 3-13 at home since the start of last season. Scores Mike Napoli, and Angels up 5-0. His first career hit and RBI.
Going to help the average.
Yeah, Benji Molina, deep shot to Torrey Hunter. Oh, this is like we watched this in the newsroom, and everybody let out an audible gasp. And you just got a feel for Torrey Hunter. He's so fun to watch, and he plays so hard and going all out, and that can't feel good even on a padded wall. And Hunter left this game with bruised ribs. And when we know more, you'll know more. Let's go bottom 7. Giants down 8-1. Andres Torres up, runner on. Oh, that is so beat. Splish, splash. 48th splash down into McCovey Cove. And look at the one cat in the kayak. That's all for you, bro. 8-3. All right, during the 8th inning, not you, dude. Your time's done. It's this guy right here, Romeo and Juliet. All right. And it looks like the Giant fan is proposing to the Angels fan, but still, this has, I'm sorry, but this has absolute zero chance of lasting if one of you is for the Angels and one is for the Giants. No, I'm just kidding.
They don't play that often.
No, just 2 words to the groom. Hide everything, okay? Bottom 9, Giants trail 9-4. I'm kidding. Pablo Sandoval, Kung Fu Panda. 2 on. 3-run homer to left center. His 2nd homer of the game, 8th of the season. It's a 9-7 game. We got another nail-biter like we did with the Brewers and Indians. Brian Fuentes, though, he's caffeinated. He gets Rich Aurelia to fly out to right to end the game. The Angels win 9-7, and the guy wins the girl.